Alright everyone, let's continue on with Spectre of the Gun. The Federation starship USS Enterprise has been directed to make peaceful contact with the Melkosians on the planet Theta Keokus 2. As they near the planet, they encounter a buoy sending a warning signal to stay away. But Captain James T. Kirk orders the ship to remain on course. In orbit, Kirk joins First Officer Spock, Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Leonard McCoy, and Navigator Ensign Pavel Chekhov as they transport to the surface. The Melkosians, angered by their willful failure to heed the warning, instead place the away team in a psychic illusion pulled from Kirk's memories. The away team find themselves in an abstract landscape that appears as the Wild West town of Tombstone, Arizona. The many buildings are simply facades, and numerous details are missing. Furthermore, they find their weapons have been changed from phasers to six-shooters, and they cannot contact the Enterprise. Exploring the town, they find that it is October 26, 1881, the date of the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral. The townspeople believe the away team are members of the Cowboys. Kirk is Ike Clanton, Scott is Billy Clanton, Bones is Tom McGlory, Spock is Frank McGlory, and Chekhov is Billy Claiborne. Further, the Earp brothers, Lawman Virgil, Wyatt, and Morgan Earp, and Doc Holliday are preparing to fight them at the appointed time. Knowing that in real history, the gunfight was fatal to most of the Cowboys, the Enterprise crew attempt to alter their fates through several means, but their efforts are unsuccessful. Further, when one of the townspeople, Sylvia, gets close to Chekhov, Morgan Earp interferes and kills Chekhov. Kirk is angered at the loss, but Spock reminds him that in the real history, Billy Claiborne had survived, meaning that there must be a way to change the result. Spock experiments with creating impromptu weapons to subdue the Earps before the shootout, but is surprised when tranquilizer gas released from a gas grenade fails to work. The time of the shootout arrives, and the away team is teleported to the OK Corral, which the Earps are approaching. Kirk and the others believe they are about to die, but Spock realizes from the failure of the gas grenade that these events are all happening in their mind instead of reality, and they must have strong will to believe they will not be harmed. Kirk has Spock mind with the rest of the team to improve their will, and as Spock foresaw, they are not harmed when the shootout begins. They are physically able to subdue the Earps, sparing their lives and discarding their weapons. The Melkosians are impressed by the away team's solution and return them, as well as the still-living Chekhov, to the Enterprise bridge. Because of their strong will and efforts to find a peaceful option instead of resorting to violence, the Melkosians apologize for their actions and welcome the Enterprise to begin discussions of peaceful relationships with the Federation. Well, that's good. Anyway, let's get a small production note about this story. As money was not available for a full set, director Vincent McEvity was asked to use a stylish western street instead of false building fronts and no sides. Yeah, it kind of sucks about that in the story, but still pretty enjoyable overall. So I give Spectre of the Gun 4 warp cores out of 5. Well, tune a little bit as we find out it's the day of the dove. So until then, live long and prosper, everybody.